Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Change of scenery today. Welcome to my holiday book recommendations, or maybe I'm just crafting my own holiday TBR in real time. It is December 1st, so it's basically Christmas. I got my Christmas tree up. Well, I've had my Christmas tree up since Halloween. Anyway, here we are. November, no longer, bring on the holidays. A stack here of book recommendations as well as my TBR for the holidays, books I'm looking forward to reading this holiday season, whether they be festive or cozy or a little bit of both. So yeah, I digress. Let's dive into them. First and foremost, we have to start off with a classic here, one that I foresee myself rereading every single year. That is A Christmas Carol. This is in this edition of Charles Dickens' Christmas books. I may actually end up reading multiple of his little Christmas novellas, but namely A Christmas Carol, first and foremost, is on the first page here. Like I said, he has a collection of 5 Christmas books, sort of all in this one binding here, and I may end up reading them all just because they're shorter books and whatnot. So we have A Christmas Carol, The Chimes, The Cricket of the Hearth, The Battle of Life, and The Haunted Man. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, all of these are like Christmas ghost stories, obviously A Christmas Carol being his most popular one. But yeah, Christmas Carol, namely from this collection here. I just think it's a good story. It sort of is the reason why the Christmas time holidays are the way they are, I believe. I think that story sort of crafted what we call Christmas today. And yeah, it's just a good story. Obviously, I know what happens. I don't read it for the plot. I just read it because it's a good story. And I'm actually going to see a live production of it here. So A Christmas Carol, first and foremost. We will keep things in the Dickensian theme here. I have obviously another edition. It looks very similar to this one here. This is from my Oxford Illustrated Dickens collection. I have his entire works in this cool Oxford Illustrated edition. Check out that video if you haven't seen it already. Me going to pick it as sort of a vlog, me going to pick it up and then combing through each book. All of them are unread when I bought them. Got a crazy good deal on them. But I digress. This is another volume of collected works by Dickens, Christmas related. Don't know if I will read them all as I will probably do with this one. It's a bit longer. This one is called Christmas Stories. Now this is a collection of short stories written in, or that Charles Dickens wrote in his either weekly or monthly publication that he had, more like a newspaper, so to speak. And this, it just is short stories. They range in length. Some are a couple pages, some are, 80, 90 pages. It really sort of depends. I'll pull up the table of contents here if you can see that, but I'll leave this up for a bit here. You can see how many short stories there are, their various length and what degree they are in. So I may cherry pick a couple of these and read over the holiday season, and obviously stick around for my full reports on them. Namely, let's see, some ones that I have heard of and am looking to read. The first one, obviously, is called A Christmas Tree. The next one sounds pretty compelling. What Christmas Is as We Grow Older. We'll probably start with those two and go from there. And as well with this edition that I have, if some of these did have illustrations, they would be, I just passed over one. This edition does include some of the original illustrations from the story. So yeah, super cool. Different to Christmas books. as these are short stories. Like I said, I'll start with the first two and go from there to get me in the holiday spirit. And I don't know. I was feeling very Dickensian in this holiday. I think he is just a good author to read. Not even like, obviously he has a large swath of pure Christmas stories and is sort of the reason, like I said, why Christmas is the way it is. But I think his writing style and just how his books read is very akin to like the cozy holiday feel, if that makes any sense at all. The reason I came to these two books was I had a sudden urge today, which is why I'm filming this video. I had a sudden urge to read Great Expectations by Dickens. And so I went over to my bookshelf. I'm staring at it right now that has my entire Dickens collection. It's like the centerpiece of my space here. I went over to pick up Great Expectations and it was sitting right next to Christmas books. It's like, oh, well, there we go. Well, I'll just skip over Great Expectations to pick that up, which was sitting right next to Christmas Stories. And here we go, nigh on 1,000 pages of Charles Dickens' Christmas writings. I think I'll be set. You could end the video here, but don't go anywhere because I got 3 more recs. Anyways, if Dickens is not your style, I have 3 more modern, well, I'd say that this first one, bridging the gap between modern and classic literature. Here, this is another short story collection. I promise this is the last short story collection. I don't know why I picked so many of those. Oh well, we got novellas, short stories, whatever. Easily digestible for the holidays, on top of all the ham and turkey and stuffing and accoutrements. But this one I recently just picked up. If you have been watching for the past like week or so, I think I got this at a Half Price Books. It was $4, I believe, hardback with the dust jacket. This is called A Christmas Memory by Truman Capote. It's 3 short stories, including A Christmas Memory, One Christmas, and The Thanksgiving Visitor. This, I think, will be fascinating. The whole volume is rather short. It's 107 pages for all 3 short stories. And the margins are, like I say, they're on your side, word spacing and whatnot. So not to say that reading speedily is the name of the game here, but easily digestible for these holiday stories. Something I can see myself doing is certainly picking this up next to sort of get in the spirit of the holidays. I'm currently reading The Lord of the Rings. I'm on the last book there, about 75% of the way through, and I am loving it. But I'm trying to take my time and enjoy it as I get through it, because you can only read a book for the first time once. But I digress. I will most certainly pick this up as sort of a palate cleanser after the epic saga of Middle-earth. Maybe start with A Christmas Memory and go from there. Or maybe I'll start with The Thanksgiving Visitor, because it's the closest it will be to Thanksgiving for a while now. But yeah, going to be reading this. Looked super interesting and glad to have picked it up. This is the last short story collection. I got 2 more recommendations that I'm looking forward to reading. They are short in nature. Well, one is just sort of wintry vibes. I'm sure you guys have seen this cover around quite a bit, and I'm excited to read this because this book has been rather popular for quite a while now. That is Claire Keegan's Small Things Like These. I don't know a whole lot about this. From what I do know is it is about a coal salesman during the winter months when business is booming and it's cold out. And he goes to make a delivery at a church, I believe, that is sort of in the forefront of the governing of the small town that he lives in. And he finds out something or other and has some sort of moment in his life, and it's just a really cool story. Again, it is short. That wasn't the name of the game here, short stories and novellas and whatnot, but nonetheless, I've heard this one packs a punch. I've been seeing it all over the last like 2 or 3 years now around this time. Or when did it even come out? I don't know if this will tell me. I might just be lying. It's definitely been 2 years that I've been seeing this book out and about, and excited to finally have my turn with it. So yeah, Small Things Like These by Clara Keegan. And last but not least, this was basically, it looks like a Hallmark movie in a book. Like, how can you not like this? I picked this up in like the middle of the summer. I was at a local independent bookstore. You know how it is. You go into a new bookstore and you're the only one in there and you don't want to leave empty-handed, and that's exactly what happened here. And so I picked this random book. It was like the middle of May, and this book was calling to me. I love the Christmas time. I love bookshops, obviously. And so I picked up this book called The Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. Apparently I picked a good one because I tried to check out the audiobook for this from my local library, and it was like a 20-week wait for it. And yeah, this, you can probably already tell exactly what this book is about and what is going to happen. This is about a little bookshop in a town where people don't think a bookshop needs to be there. There aren't very many readers in that town. It comes to be the holidays, yada, yada, yada. Like I said, a Hallmark movie in a book, just like cozy, wintry goodness. And definitely excited to read this. I actually was just at Barnes & Noble today. Black Friday deals were hitting, and she had another book, a non-Christmas themed book about a bookstore. She has a sequel to this one called Midnight at the Christmas Bookshop or something to that effect. So clearly there is a need for Hallmark style Christmas bookshop books. And yeah, I'm excited to give this one a read. This one just seems like very cozy Christmas vibes in a bookstore. Like, look at that cover. How can you not appreciate it? Yeah, this is probably going to be the one I will end up reading, like, you know, Christmas Eve, the day, you know, Christmas Day, just hanging with family, off work. Day after Christmas, just lounging around, eating too much candy, staying in my pajamas for 3 days. You know the vibes. This will be that book. So excited to have just that. Got a wide variety of books here, from high classic literature, more modern things, maybe some more modern classics. Like I said, a Hallmark movie in writing. And that'll do it for this video. Like I said, I highly recommend reading A Christmas Carol. Maybe make that as part of a tradition you do with yourself or friends and family every single year. I know I have. I've read it the past 2 years running. Looking forward to reading it again and then seeing that play in the coming future. But that'll do it for this one. Let me know down below, have you read any of these books? What are some of your cozy, I almost said fantasy, not there yet, cozy holiday reads? Let me know down in the comments. Maybe give each other some book recommendations that we've not heard of. But yeah, we'll wrap it up here. Appreciate you watching up until this point. If you haven't already, if you're new here, consider subscribing. The videos are flowing now that it's the colder months. Like I said, I read a bit more in the colder months, and so looking forward to digging into some of these videos. Stick around for the ride. If that at all interests you, give it a like if you liked it and things of that nature. Hope you're reading a great book, and we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for hanging out, guys.